Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. This is your brother Yahweh Call from Great Millstone Orlando Camp. And just another edition of, just a chat with the church. A spiritual rant, so to say. Just on some health stuff, on the health tip. Because I'm gonna start off with this real quick. In Job, Job chapter 8, verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of your fathers. All right. Now, with that being said, coming back into that ancient way of thinking. All right, because the kingdom, first and foremost, it starts with a mindset. The physical part, the physical translation comes later, but it starts with a mindset, and thinking about the ways that our forefathers thought, how they moved, how they conducted themselves. Again, this is what we're coming back into, all right? Because we know our forefathers, they weren't some weak, and for the most part, they weren't some weak, dumped down, docile men. Our fathers were very well versed in dealing with the herbs and, health and things of that nature. Our forefathers, they were warriors, and this is the stock that we come from. All right. But of course, it's a process, it is a process. So with that being said, like I said, this is just another edition of just a chat with the church, just a spiritual rant, a few things that was on my mind. Because, brothers are dealing with all type of things in general, but especially when it comes to health. I know brothers are dealing with all type of bodily infirmities. All right. And with that being said, again, just a chat with the church, to whom this may concern, because I was just thinking, in some cases, or maybe a lot of cases, because for some brothers, that is, brothers do have certain chronic illnesses and things of that nature. Some brothers are gonna have to deal with certain of these bodily infirmities, all right, until we get the new bodies. But for a lot of brothers, the Lord, nevertheless, he still puts us through things as far as the flesh and bodily infirmities. All right. I believe to really get us accumulated with dealing with the herbs, and things of that nature. Because I'm gonna say it like this. And I'll give my personal testimony as well. Brothers know my testimony. And I might have spoken on it here and there, dealing with my situation. Because I've always believed, even in the truth, before the truth, I've always believed that, because something happens and the doctors tell you, when you get certain illnesses, you go into the doctors and they'll be first to tell you that it's irreversible, there's no cure, and right away, you get all down and depressed, like, damn, but I'm gonna say this, because Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai has something for everything out there. There is no such thing as an incurable disease. All right. There's no such thing as an incurable disease. The Lord has something for everything. And going into my personal testimony, because I caught these blood clots a couple of years ago, and because, like I said, you hear, oh, you can't do this, You know, you can't do that. And I'll say this, because that's one, because like I said before, I would hear that, and I just, I was like, I don't believe that, the Lord God, like I said, even before I knew the truth, I believe that, that God has something for everything, you know. But when it came to a situation, when I was put in that situation, that I was told that you're gonna be on such medications for the rest of your life, and you can't, you have certain restrictions, you can't do this, you can't do that, and I'll say this is the only time when it comes to being stubborn in righteousness, because when I heard that, dealing with my situation, you know um that immediately, at first, I'll be honest, the flesh is like, damn, because with blood clots, and you got to be on blood thinners, you got to take blood thinners, you know when I found out that I had blood clots, like I said, they told me, hey, this is one of those things, this is irreversible, right? You can't do no contact sports, just pretty much said everything to try to put me in a weak, in a docile spirit, like, damn, I can't play sports. I like to ball, I like to play basketballs, I like to do physical activity. So hearing that, of course, at first it'll be discouraging, but like I said, the only time being stubborn, because like I said, hearing that, I was like, no, I'm not going for that, I'm not going for that. Because Jake don't want to be told what to do, so being stubborn, like I said, I was just like, I'm not going for that, I'm not going for it. Because like I said, dealing with blood clots, I mean, you're prone to catch them again, of course, like I said, that's one of those things that they say it's a lifelong thing. You're always going to be on blood thinners, and you're always going to be prone to getting seizures and strokes and this and that. Just like I said, saying all the things to try to provoke fear and doubt in you, But of course, I'm gonna get this. Because we know, or should know by now, when it comes to Esau and his, his system, all right, his pharmakia and whatnot, there's no business in curing people. In fact, when you go into a doctor, it goes into falsified. So, and I see that's one thing in the spirit. The Lord is raising his men up to be physicians. All right. Because I'm gonna read this in Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies, talking about Esau. It says, ye are all physicians of no value. All right, because again, trusting and depending on Esau's health system, his medical system, there's no business in curing people. Now they'll treat the symptoms, but there's always going to be underlying problems. You're never going to be where you need to be dealing with Esau's system and his medical system. And I'm gonna just say this, because I'm not in any way, shape, form, or fashion giving out any medical advice. All right, I'm not giving any type of medical advice. All right, I'm just simply just reading the scriptures, giving my opinion. All right, and what worked for me. So, like I said, going back to my situation, dealing with these blood clots, I was one of those situations. It was one of those things. Like I said, they try to provoke fear. Because they always say once you get on blood thinners, you never get off them. And like I said, I feel that the Lord puts brothers in certain situations, and more specifically health situations, to get brothers familiar with herbs, and like I said, we're more and more becoming physicians. All right, because like I read in that Job 8, the way that our forefathers, how they dealt, how they moved, they were very knowledgeable dealing with the herbs and things of that nature. Our forefathers, for the most part, they weren't sickly men. They weren't feeble, and I'm sure they had their problems here and there, but they knew how to deal with the herbs. And that's I believe that's what we're getting accumulated with. You know, the Lord is building our knowledge dealing with the herbs. You know, because ever since my situation, like I said, they say you get on blood thinners, man, and you never get off them. It's a lifelong thing. Well, I'll be first to tell you, I took those blood thinners for about a year and a half. But ever since then, just getting into the herbs for real, you know, getting into the herbs, you know. I haven't been on blood thinners since, you know. And you know, it's all the spirit, man, because like I said, me being a young healthy man for the most part, you know, like I said, I'm active, you know, I work out for the most part. I'm not perfect, but my diet is on point for the most part, you know. Because that was one of the questions they were asking, like, how did this happen? That was the $1 million question. I was, you know, they were sent me to all type of specialists. They're trying to figure out what happened. You know, what's the cause? They asked me all this question. Did I take steroids? Did I take that juice? All these questions, you know, being like I said, being a young, fit, active male, you know, how did this happen? Well, just looking back on it, it's just that's why I feel like it's just one of those things where the Lord put me through that just to get accumulated with the herbs. You know, get knowledgeable with the herbs. You know, because I'm gonna get this in Obadiah 1:21, and saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. So, you know, those saviors, those 144 men, 144,000 men, which a lot of them are here on the earth today, you know, we're saviors, healers, you know. More and more brothers are becoming physicians, you know. And don't underestimate the you know, because I mean, I'm sure you brothers have a lot of things in their cabinet right now that you probably just overlook, and not knowing and understanding the powerful effects dealing with those herbs. You know, something simple as garlic, you know, red onions. I've been getting a lot into the red onions, you know. And it's just it's a spirit, you know. Me and brothers was talking about this at the camp on Saturday. Like, there's got to be a certain spirit, because, you know, brothers just started talking about how they, you know, getting into just doing better as far as their health and their diet. You know, brothers, you know, sharing knowledge on just, you know, certain things that they do and certain herbs and stuff like that. You know, and it's a spirit because over the past few months or whatnot, weeks and months, you know, I've been more so cutting out that rice, you know, that rice, you know. Now everything's done in balance, you know, but you know, and you only because we're not perfect in this captivity, so we are rehearsing the righteous acts, but nevertheless, you know, you're just pretty much picking the lesser poison, so we're not going to be perfect, and there is a balance to everything. But even with that being said, you know, just with me, you know, over the weeks and months, you know, and I've been noticing the difference, feeling the difference, you know, cutting out rice, you know, just that rice alone, you know, I believe the Apostle Tahar, if I'm not mistaken, talks about how that rice, man, it's a killer. You know, a lot of that rice contains a lot of white rice, you know. It contains a lot of plastic in it anyways, as it is. So just, you know, so I've been cutting that out more and more, and it just happened out the blue. It's just, you know, just through the spirit. I was just like, oh, you know, it just happened, you know. Started getting into a more Mediterranean diet, you know. Really been taking the leaves, getting into the green leaves, and, you know, onions and peppers, you know, just a more Mediterranean diet, you know. And, you know, basic stuff, you know, more spinach and egg salads, you know, some pomegranate juice, and, you know, with the blueberries and the kale, or the what do you call it, the collard greens, you know. We're getting into that lemon ginger blast, you know, just, you know, basic stuff. It, you know, just more and more over the weeks and the months, and, you know, getting into more supplements, you know, because for a while Um, now it's always going to be something here and there, you know. So you kind of just have to figure it out, you know, get to the root of the problem, like what's going on, you know. And that's outside of the you know, as for the internet, you know, outside of the truth, you know, the main reason the Lord set the internet up was for the truth to be put out there. But hey, you got the internet, you know, look up, research things. You know, the scripture says it is the roughly paraphrasing, the mind of the king to search out the matter, roughly paraphrasing. So look up things, search things, research, you know, research things, look into things, you know. That's why we have the internet, you know. Because like I said, for a while I was just real feeling fatigued, you know, real tired. It doesn't matter how much slept I got or whatever the case may be. I mean, I was just tired, and I was just like, what's going on, you know? Because unless I feel like I'm about to die for real, for real, you know, I stay away from hospitals, you know. The last time I went to the hospital was dealing with these blood clots, because I was literally about to pass out, you know. I was about to pass out, you know. My oxygen was hella low, you know, and that's where I found out that I had the blood clots, you know, in my lungs, you know. Well, I think it's called a pulmonary embolism, if I'm not mistaken. You know, my lungs were all jacked up, you know. My lungs were all clotted up, you know, to the point they had to, you know, kind of, it wasn't necessarily a surgery, but they had to slice me open, all right, in a few places, and put some things in me, all right, to kind of, you know, get that shit out, to unclog that shit and get it out, because it was that bad, you know. And like I said, you know, hey, if I would have waited any longer, I would have stroked out or something, man, you know. But hey, these experiences, they're necessary for us to learn, you know. Because like I said, get into the herbs, man, and things of that nature, you know. There's nothing wrong with having a back knowledge of these things. And that's why I feel like the Lord will put brothers through certain situations as far as their health, just to get us accumulated with these herbs and things of that nature, because the time is coming when, hey, believers are coming, you know. The believers are going to be flocking, you know. They're going to be flocking to brothers. So, you know, like I just read, being those saviors, those healers, those physicians, and because, you know, quite frankly, brothers are going to have the answers in that day, you know. And I'm already, you know, seeing this more and more, you know, little by little, you know. People, you know, asking questions, you know. People want me to come to the house, sage their house, you know, basically purge the house of, you know, rid the house of spirits and things of that nature. It's already happening on a low level, you know. And that's why I've said this before, like I believe it's that time, man. We're in that season of, hey, you know, basically spiritual power on a macro, on a low level. You know, I know one of our neighbors, man, she has she's always in and out the hospital. They got her on medications. They, you know, got her seeing all type of specialists, and because they can't figure out what's wrong with her, you know. And more and more, like I said, you know, she's inquiring. You know, she's inquiring. She's, you know, asking questions and things of that nature. Because, you know, something happens, you know, and it's just, I be speaking through the spirit, because it's just like, I be saying like, man, that's an easy fix, you know. That's an easy fix. A lot of problems that people deal with, man, it could be something as you know, it could be a simple fix, something simple as just changing up your diet. Maybe you got too many metals in your system, in your brain or something. You know, get into, hey, another thing, get into your, you know, the herbs, man. I've been getting into the cilantro and the parsley. You know, it's like I said, so a lot of these things are probably sitting in your cabinet and you probably just overlook. You know, you don't really take it too serious. Well, get into it. Like I said, I've been feeling different. I've definitely been feeling better. You know, feeling a lot better, especially now that I'm working nights again. You know, working nights again. You know, which working them night shifts, man, your body's all out of tune. Your body's all out of whack. But, you know, the water y'all about Shimon Shai, hey, just switching up my diet, you know, You'd be surprised how much of a difference you'll feel just switching up your diet, man. Just switching up your diet alone, you'll be surprised how you'll be surprised at the difference. You know, but let me get this, because this was really the only precept that I had on my mind. Because like I said, the Lord really be putting his men. It's like, damn, how did this happen? Like I said, with me, with these blood clots, it's like, damn, how did this, you know, like, how did this happen? You know, I'm active, you know, I work out, I do this, and, you know, but those herbs, you know, getting into the herbs, and this is all, everything outside of prayer, of course, you know, everything outside of prayer, you know. First Peter 4:12. Beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. So you see, because like I said, the Lord really be putting his men through some things, man. This is like, damn, how did this happen, yo? How did this happen? Out of all things, out of all the afflictions, how did this happen? It's not why, you know. It's not why, you know. Never want to question the Lord, but it's just like, damn, how did this happen? Well, it happened, and you know, from there you just figure it out, you know. Figure it out. You know, like I said, outside of prayer, hey, you know, study, research things, and get into the herbs. Take the herbs more serious. All right. You know, be mindful of the things that you eat, the things that you put into your body. You know, something simple, something simple like me. Again, something simple. You'd be surprised. Because I've been eating a lot of fruit salads as well. You know, and we hear this all the time. Eat your fruits and your veggies. You know, and it sounds like, oh, I don't want to hear that, but no, man. You know, take that serious. You know, and even when it comes to fruits and vegetables, like I said, something simple. You know, instead of throwing the seeds out, if you just so happen to have any fruits or vegetables with seeds in it, hey, don't, you know, instead of throwing the seeds out, eat those seeds, man. You know, as far as the benefits, I don't know, I can't tell you, but all I know is, you know, we come from the ground, and you know, obviously you plant seeds in the ground and life springs forth. You plant seeds in the dirt, life springs forth. So these bodies, they come from the dirt. So you know, you instead of throwing those seeds out, eat those seeds. You know, eat the seeds. You know, and you know, I'm sure, you know, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, life will be, you know, life will be formed. You know, there's going to be some type of benefit. You know, something simple like that. You know, something simple like that, man. You know, but yeah, like I said, the Lord, I believe that the Lord be putting brothers through certain things as far as their health, to get us accumulated with those herbs and having a back knowledge of those herbs, because it's going to pay off. You know, it's going to pay off. Exercise it. You know, some brothers, another thing, you know, I believe, you know, certain brothers are into the martial arts and fighting, boxing. I believe that somehow, some way, shape, form, fashion, that's going to pay off for brothers, you know, in the time to come. Brothers such as myself are into the weight training, you know, lifting weights, right? In some way, shape, form, or fashion, that's going to pay off. You know, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, it's going to pay off. You know, like I said, I like to play basketball, man. You know, and because like I said, you know, these doctors, man, they talking about I can't do physical sports again. I can't do any type of contact sports or anything like that, man. I said, watch this. You know, and I've been playing ball ever since. You know, now I'll say, well, this is beautiful because it goes hand in hand. Because I was going to say this, even dealing with the blood clots, you know, blood clots that I caught, my breathing hasn't been the same. Because like I said, you know, I caught the clots all in my lungs. You know, the clots were all in my lungs. You know, but like I said, taking the herb serious. You know, herbs that'll get your, you know, open up those blood vessels, man. Get the blood going, man. Herbs like beets, you know, You know, I've been getting into, I eat a lot of spice, get into that cayenne pepper, the cinnamon. You know, brothers know me. I walk around with my you know, I got my water with all my concoction of, you know, just all my herbs in it. You know, and I just drink that shit. You know, um, get into the chia seeds. You know, that's very good for fiber. You know, very good for fiber. You know, those chia seeds. There's a lot of stuff. You know, I take a lot of herbs, man. You know, some brothers know about that ashwagandha. You know, I've been taking that. I drink mullein tea. You know, because that mullein tea, that's good for people with asthma. You know, and people with bronchitis and lung problems. Because like I said, ever since I caught those blood clots, my breathing hasn't been the same. But I started drinking that mullein tea a couple of months ago, and man, I know, I feel the difference. You know, as far as my just my breathing. You know, my it's like my lungs feel more open. I'm not breathing as hard as I used to. You know, so that mullein tea, that's a hey man, that's a, you know, that mullein tea for people that deal with lung problems, asthma, bronchitis, and things like that. Get into that mullein tea. You know, get into things that are, you know, open up, because, you know, just that's why, you know, you hear certain of the apostles, man, talking about staying away from that fried food, all that shit. The fried food, it clogs your arteries and things of that nature. Your stuff gets all stuck, you know, stuck in your what do you call it, your prostate and all that stuff, man. But when you get into these herbs, man, it clears all that out, and it keeps those airways open. You know, it keeps those passages open. You know, just stuff like that. You know, stuff like that. You know. But yeah, man, like I said, just as far as, you know, brothers that deal with their physical infirmities, you know, I believe that it's, the Lord is, you know, gives us a back knowledge dealing with the herbs and whatnot, man. You know, just dealing with those herbs, you know, because the Lord did create the herbs for our health, you know. So, you know, to each his own, you know. Of course, you just got to see what works for you, you know, and whatever your situation is, you know. But that's all I had. Lord, one of this is edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully, like.